Welcome to Go Gettas Podcast. Anyway, I'm Colby.
And I'm the #1 Amish ninja in Texas. But you can call me Fee.
What?
What?
Hey, what?
I
Hey, can you elaborate? You can't just say shit like that and then just not elaborate.
I've been saying shit like this since last year, and you've never asked me to elaborate once.
I think I ask you to elaborate every episode, actually.
Okay, yes, that is how the episodes goes, but I'm not gonna elaborate.
Oh, okay. So today's the first day that Fee just drops some deep lore, and we just walk right by it. It's put on the ground as set dressing, and we just hope you don't look too hard at it.
So I came up with that name because I watch anime, and one of the ones I have has a ninja in it, and then I saw a movie review about evil Amish guy horror movie, and I was like, what if I take those and put them together?
An evil Amish guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
why?
If you it's not
why.
Just
why would you pick Amish guy as evil guy?
Well, if you think about it, like they have the capability of being evil.
I mean, they're human, I guess. if that's what you mean, yes, they are human.
I mean, okay, so Amish, I would say, is kind of creepy. I know they're not. They just living their lives off the land, just being old Amish, farming, raising barns and shit. But, I mean, in that setting, it has, like, it could have, like, creepy, like, incest, like, inbred vibes, like maybe a clan or ritualistic like murder vibes. There's all these like vibes that can go on, especially like at old farms and fields with no like power, say like no reception. So like say by happenstance you happen across an Amish territory. Well, like you're screwed if they're a murder cult and you have no reception.
Well, they don't, like, Amish areas don't, like, they have cell phone reception. There's not.
Yeah, but
there's nothing stopping reception. Yeah, but, like, they don't build up an anti-cell phone fence.
No. But the evil devil powers keep away the 4G. That's
that is true.
See, like it's supernatural reasons.
I mean, okay. There are a couple of things that I'll give you that are a little bit creepy about because, like, I will say the chin strap beard is the most unsettling facial hair anybody could have,
especially with no mustache.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you get the chin strap, you get no mustache, and
dude, it connects to their hair. So chin strap,
yeah.
And then like the long hair, it's almost like a pseudo lion's mane, but not as cool.
No, it's not cool. That's the thing. Is it looks really dorky, but in an unsettling way.
Yeah, because it's like a circle and it draws you to the face. And they always have like stern just faces. They could be like the nicest, but they just have like stern faces.
Yeah, you're like, yo, is this dork gonna fucking kill me right now? Because he may.
Yeah, because I don't live off the land and I'm on my phone and I party like a rock star.
Yeah,
but
kick a little ass, just a little ass.
Well, I mean, technically, like, about like the Amish thing where I think before like they commit fully to Amish, they let their like kids go out and I think have like a week of just nonstop partying, which results in a lot of them like ODing.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna Google Amish Party Week. Oh my god.
It's a thing.
The traditional Amish youth period of Rumspringa.
Yeah. They do it.
Okay.
And like it's so weird, like, because they're like, listen, we know the Amish life is really boring and not for everyone, but we'll give you a week to go out into the world and do whatever you want. And then, like, if you like it, you could just leave the Amish and we'll get you away from our family. You are no longer part of this family.
But yeah, go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
By the way, it looks like they're 16 at the time when this happened.
Yeah. So they They let them out to go just do whatever, and then they come back. But it results in them like partying super hard and like
They come back if they haven't,
yeah.
if they haven't played Marvel Snap. That's like
I mean
that's the big draw.
it's that or it's like Call of Duty. Just
They're like, holy shit!
you could.
What is this? What is this monster game I'm playing?
What's this weird technology? What is this controller? I don't know what
Controller.
I don't know what like actually.
That's how. Yeah, no, you got it right.
Okay.
That is exactly how the Amish speak. The other thing is like in an Amish community, when the sun goes down, it's just dark.
Yeah. No,
Like there's no coming back from that. It's just like if it's 10 p.m. and you're in an Amish community, it's pitch fucking black, dude.
yeah. It's kind. What was in the movie The Vavitch? Was that Amish or was that the just Pilgrims?
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen the Vavitch actually.
Vivitch. Such a stupid title. People say they liked it, but I don't know.
I hear it's a really good movie.
People say who's to say? Not me.
This is what people say. People have been saying more and more.
I should. It's a movie I think I should watch because it's a horror movie and I love horror movies. But something about just current horror movies just haven't gripped me. So I've been not straying far from it, but just going back to just old movies because like new movies just don't hit me the way, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I get that's. I feel like the smaller indie horror films have started to to be a little more experimental, a little more cerebral, and like in a way are presenting new ideas for the horror genre. I feel like that's where the next like big thing is going to come from because like the current horror movie meta is like family goes to house has ghost in it, it's spooky, and man walk into room.
Okay.
Room quiet.
Oh, okay.
Music high and tense.
Okay.
Ah!
That's
it.
You got me.
And then repeat that 8 times and the movie ends.
Oh no, I don't mind indie horror movies, but then so you have stuff like Paranormal Activity, which was good. Part 1 was good. I liked part 1.
Yeah, that's a new idea. It was completely new, completely cool, very great.
But then they did like 30 more of them, and it wasn't good after that.
No,
it just wasn't good. Like they're like making this narrative for Paranormal Activity, and it's just not good anymore. Part 1 was good. Part 2 was it was a movie.
It did exist,
and the rest were just trash. And then you have stuff like VHS, which kind of takes like Paranormal Activity, but like different. I still haven't seen any of the VHSs. But I'm sure the first one is good. The second one may even be good because I heard good things.
Okay.
But there's like 4 other VHSs after that, and I'm like, okay, come on. It's just and then there's like weird, like Barbarian came out, and that one's pretty good from what I hear. One of the only horror movies that I've seen lately that actually was good that I liked was Smile.
Okay.
And
yeah, that was a newer one. What was the concept behind that? Like what's the spooky thing?
The spooky thing is have you seen that movie It Follows? I think we all did. We saw
Yeah.
So
we did talk about this, and it's just a demon that follow you.
Yeah, it follows. I, by the way, hate that movie. I really do. I hate It Follows. It is it took a good concept and made it bad.
Yeah, I heard the first 20 minutes were really good, and then everything after that was really dumb.
Yeah, this is the way I always describe it. It's a Demon STD the movie.
Hell yeah.
because
It's trapped in the closet. That's what it is.
because the way you get the demon is by having sex with someone who already has the demon. And then the way the demon stops following that person and goes to that person.
Mhm.
So then it'll start following you, and it'll look like random people or people from your past, and just slowly walk towards you, and no one else can see it but you.
Mhm.
But anyone else can interact with it. So
Okay.
so like it's following this girl, and she's freaking out. No one believes her. So this guy who, like, one of her friends who like has like the hots for her, I guess,
Mhm.
has sex with her to
Mhm.
be like, let me take the burden, but then instantly dies after he sees the demon, and like it kills him, and it kills him by having like sex with him and sucks his soul out and like murders
Hell
him.
yeah. Hell yeah. Got that succubus action. Got it. Love it.
And then it goes back to her, but then her friends are like, let's just fucking ambush it and beat the shit out of it.
Hell yeah.
So like it takes a long detour. Like they're just driving, and they get far enough, they're like, okay, it shouldn't catch up for a while because the demon walks everywhere. And then
Mhm.
they take it to a beach, and then they like fight it, and stuff can get caught on it but no one else can see it. Then they take it to like an indoor swimming pool and trap it in a pool and like start shooting at it, and then like throw like electrified things in the pool to shock it to death.
Mhm.
But like at the very end, you don't know if it's still there because like there's someone slowly walking in the background for that girl.
Oh.
Whoa, it's so stupid. Like I made it sound like really good, but it's not.
Yeah, I like it starts to beg the question, is the demon tangible? Is it real? Is it a ghost? Why can't other people see it?
Well,
Could other people see it and they're just gaslighting the first girl? Like what's the difference
well, one
here?
of the
Also, whenever you pass it on to someone, I would imagine that like after they die, like is this like a pipeline
it,
problem where
it
it's like, okay, well, I start with you and then you pass to someone else. If I kill that person, I come back to
yeah,
you.
that's
And
what
when I kill you, I come back to the person who gave it to
yeah,
you.
that's how it is. That's it's a
Mm.
pipeline thing because once it kills the person that you pass on to, it goes back to the person that was before. So the thing is, you just constantly have to keep passing it on.
Man.
That's the idea. But I guess it
And then eventually it'll get back to, well, okay, but this now the programmer part of my brain is like, okay, well, we have to cover some edge cases here, right? So like what happens if I pass the demon onto someone and then I died? Does the demon just like wander around in circles like, oh man, I'm lost? Or does it like skip me? Does it go back up the chain? If all of those people are dead, what happens then? Does it like
I think it just like, okay, it has like a little book, so it's like, okay,
it looks at
so
all its names and it goes, oh shit, I guess the whole book's done.
yeah, so maybe it plants itself into someone. It's such a convoluted idea, like when you think about it, because you're like, when did this demon start? Who is its first victim? How like old
Mm-hmm.
are they? How many people does it have before this person? What's gonna happen if that person dies? Like, etc.
Yeah.
etc. Ad fucking nauseum. It just it doesn't make sense. And they tried to make it like this profound, oh, this is, what happens when you have like sex with people, then you have this thing that's following you around, and it's like a stigma. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the direction they were going, because these were like younger kids, not younger, but like teens, and like,
Yeah.
teens are very not, I guess, like sexual, but like flirtatious and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to think about it when you're a kid, and then you catch this, then it's following you around. And
Yeah, forever. You
so
got the AIDS demon.
that's why
Ah,
that's why I call it that, the STD demon.
the ST demon.
Yeah, the ST demon. The
Mm-hmm.
fucking
I just like that is like it's a good concept for a thing, but like I don't know. Even that is like almost. I don't know. Maybe you get up to an age where you're just like, this is just like, hey, that's a thing that already exists, but like that's the ring.
yeah. It,
Like it's just the ring again.
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's the ring, but with like sex.
Yeah, that's it.
And
there's no difference.
The cool thing that Smile did was I forget it's been a while since I've seen it, so like excuse my memory. But so like the thing is like whenever uh they explained it really well. Like the demon only
Mhm.
haunts you when you witness like a traumatic experience.
Okay.
And the person that's following throughout the whole movie, her childhood was like very traumatic, but she
Hmm.
became a therapist, so it made
Okay.
really logical sense because it came from like like people didn't believe her because well she's a therapist is like a psychiatrist and she's
Yeah.
level headed, so when she comes off and like this demon that no one can see but me is tormenting me, like people are like, are you sure, like what's wrong with you, like
Hey, are you fucking dumb?
yeah, like because they're like, I think the job's getting to you, which makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So like, no one believes her, but then like the like at the beginning, the person that passes it on to her is someone who also was a level-headed like college student, had a lot going for her, but like killed
Hmm.
herself in front of her at her therapist meeting. So
Okay.
uh but like that's what happens when the demon is like finally ready to like get close to you. It like they show it at the end, like it viscerally crawls into your body and takes control over you and then kills yourself because it feeds on like the fear that it causes when someone sees the traumatic event, so it makes it stronger.
Yeah.
So like and the demon itself looks really really like really scary, not like super scary, but like it's very
Hmm.
off-putting, let's say.
Okay.
But like she you see her like dive into insanity like for like when and her husband's a complete fucking asshat. I hate him. But
Hmm.
like you see her like through the movie like getting like, oh, like hearing kind of voices to seeing things that aren't there, to getting like whole phone calls of like people like she thinks is like her security company, but then it's the
Hmm.
demon and like she freaks out. But like one of the scarier things is she goes to she goes to her mentor, a therapist house, and is trying to like explain everything away
Hmm.
until like she gets realizes that the person she's been talking to is the demon the whole time. And then the mentor comes in and is like, what are you doing? And then like she's freaking out because she was talking to the demon the whole time.
She's like, ah, no.
Exactly. Got her. Got him. But I'd say Smile is like one of my favorite like horror movies of recent years.
Hmm.
And it's just because it didn't rely on jump scares a lot. It was a lot of mental what's it called? It made you think, but also you like who could you trust in the movie? Like you're like, "Oh, maybe that's the demon," or what's going on that like made you think. So,
Hmm.
I really really enjoyed that movie. And I
Yeah.
don't enjoy like a lot of recent movies like lately, except for like things like Bullet Train. That's something I want to say that's something I've seen before, but maybe
Mm.
not. I don't know. You saw Bullet Train, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Bull Train was fucking awesome.
would you say that's something you've seen before? Not just in an
Um.
action movie, but like it's all interconnected with the characters.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that in stuff that's in particular like the Orient Express, right?
I don't think I've seen
Which
that.
like is a book, but also is a movie. So, um,
Okay.
but yeah, like things like that where it's like, oh, this person has a secret connection to this person. Oh.
Yeah, this
Um.
person's connected to this person in one way because I don't know, years ago he was doing something with him at his party. This guy's wife
Mhm.
died. He thinks it was this guy, but it wasn't that guy. It was this guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this other guy that's like one train car over, he had a blindfold on at his bachelor party, and then this other dude gave him a hand job, and everyone was about laughing at him, and it was a very traumatic event for him, and
yeah,
took the blindfold off, and it was he was like, ah, I'm not gay, and then like he called the whole wedding off because he was afraid. Yeah, great stuff.
yeah. And then the guy
Mhm.
that's obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine and his
Yep.
like what is it like good luck and everything happens for a reason and tangerines and God
Yeah.
so good and Brad Pitt, oh so good.
And Brad Pitt, he's there.
I think Brad Pitt was the star, like the not breakout star, but like the most.
Yeah, then no one had heard of old Brad Pitty before Bullet Train.
I'm just saying, I think he was like the most entertaining of that movie. Like the black guy with Tank Engine was really good.
Mhm.
I liked him, but Brad Pitt just not wanting to deal with anything and being dragged into everything was the best part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I really appreciated all the characters in Bullet Train.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of them. I also liked there's many parts like toward the end where like, you know, a lot of stuff starts paying off.
Yeah.
Fucking that dude's dad shows up and he's like, "Let me tell you a story." And Brad Pitt's like, "No, I'm good." And he's like, It's a short one. It's fine." And he's like, "No, I don't need it."
He's like, I wasn't supposed to.
I think it would be good. It's a good story for you, especially.
Yeah,
No, I'm all right.
Just for it not to be Brad Pitt to where he's looking, the guy he's looking for, and that guy just being on his day off, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And spoilers is Ryan Reynolds that makes like a 2-second cameo.
Which like that's a very Ryan Reynolds thing to do. If there's anyone in all of Hollywood that I would imagine you could be like, "Hey, I would like to put you in a movie for exactly 3 seconds."
Yeah.
I feel like he would be the one that's like, "Yeah."
So here's my theory is because Ryan Reynolds put Brad Pitt in the same small cameo like he did in this movie, maybe he redid the favor for him. You remember in Deadpool 2 when Brad Pitt showed up when
Oh yeah,
Invisible Man got electrocuted?
that is true. That is true.
So
That was very funny too.
I think that Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds was like, what if I do the same thing in your movie, but not die?
What do you think about that?
Huh?
Think about that, dumbass. Why are you talking to me like that?
He's like, because I'm Deadpool.
I'm real life Deadpool. Ah,
Eat my ass. Here, speaking of Bullet Train, the creators of Bullet Train made another movie.
Oh, did they?
From the creators of Bullet Train, Violent Night.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me about Violent Night. So this is like I've seen some trailers. We've talked about it a little bit before, but you actually saw the movie.
Yes.
And we're coming up on the Christmas season, so this is like this is the time to talk about
relevant. I've been talking about this movie for a couple of episodes that I'm really stoked to see it. Because it's the kind of movie that you just have fun with. You don't have to worry about the story. I did get something wrong though. I thought Santa was saving the president and his daughter. That's not the case.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're already if you don't want spoilers for Violent Night.
Yeah.
Fee, just give a brief synopsis and not synopsis. Is it good or is it bad?
Oh God, yes, it's good.
Okay.
It is
awesome.
It's like all 10 fingers up. It's good.
Okay. I like that the traditional thing is thumbs, and you said, nah, fuck that. we rate with fingies in this podcast.
If you're a fan of the podcast, then you know that my my rating system is just different for like everything. So
it's just fingies this time, okay?
It's all fingies all day. I went to go see it at Alamo Drafthouse because it was the only theater in the area playing it.
Yeah.
So I went to go see it. Oh man. So let me give you a brief synopsis for people if they don't want us to get spoiled. Santa is put into a situation where he has to save a family from terrorists. He kills them violently, and the end.
Cool. Good enough for me, honestly.
Yeah. Saves Christmas and restores his Christmas spirit. And so let's get into it. So we start the movie with Santa Claus inside of a bar getting
Hmm.
like fucking drunk off his ass on Christmas Eve when
Hmm.
another Santa Claus walks in, mall Santa, and
Hmm.
starts talk
A
a
fake.
fake, and he's like, hey, he's like, long night, mall Santa, and he's like, yeah, it's a long night, but I still got more to go, and he's
Yeah.
like, well, uh, you know, what do you, we all know what we're doing the job for, and real Santa is like really down because like because Christmas has become more commercial and all the kids like don't really believe in Santa anymore, but he's still delivering
Hell yeah.
presents to kids that do.
This
And
is a labor of love.
yeah, and everyone's kind of losing the Christmas spirit. But then
Yeah.
the real Santa's like, we're all doing this, for the money. And then like Santa's like, he's like,
Oh.
I'm not getting paid. He's like, I'm not doing it for the money. He didn't say that, but like he has that face of like, that's not why I'm doing it.
Hmm.
So
He's like, why am I doing it? It gets esoteric.
yeah. And
Why am I
why
here?
am I here?
Just to suffer.
And then he's kicking him back, and then the other Santa sees that he's like real like down on his luck and depressed, and he's like, I'll pay for that man's, drinks. And Santa's like, oh, good form, and then they fucking drink some more. And then he's like, all right, well, I gotta go. I still got work to do. And the bar tender, she's like, well, you're not driving, are you? And he's not even trying to hold back that he's a real Santa. He's like, well, I just sit in the sleigh and the reindeer do most of the work. And they're like looking at him like, what the fuck? And he's like, all right, I'm out. And then he gets his Santa bag and pulls out a gift wrap present and gives it to the bartender and is like, here for your grandson. It's a new video game, whatever. And then
Whatever.
and then she's like, what? And he says his name. And then she's like, the fuck? And then he walks into a door and she's like, how did he know I had a grandkid? How did he know his name? Hey, wait, that's the door.
Nice.
That's the door for the roof. What's he doing? So then, like, she follows him up there,
What he doing,
yeah,
Joe?
what he doing? So then she gets to the roof and no one's there, and then she looks up and she sees the sleigh like flying around. She's like in awe. She's like, oh wow, that's like the real Santa. But then like you see him lean over the sleigh and just fucking puke all over her. She's like,
Oh, what a good opening.
she's like, oh, but then she's like, oh, like she's confused because she's like, this is the real Santa, but he just threw up all over me. But what?
Hmm.
So then we cut to um we cut to I think Santa delivering a few more gifts and stuff, and he is just like he's like stumbling through it, like he's throwing like the gifts on the floor, and he's like eating a bunch of cookies, and he's like
Hmm.
trying milk, and some of it's like curdled, and he's like, "Ugh." And then he's like just like, oh, this is fucking sloppy and whatnot, and then like he sees like people's decorations and everything going on.
Hmm.
And then it cuts to like it's just a little montage, for the beginning credits.
Yeah, of
But
course.
then we cut to the actual story. The actual story is not the president, which I thought,
Okay.
but it was a couple, right? A dude and a girl picking up their daughter, and
Okay.
uh then they take a divorced couple, you find out.
Okay.
And then he's like, hey man, he's telling his wife, I'm glad you're doing this for me. I have to go visit my mom's, and I have to go visit my mom's house, and she's big on family, and it would look really bad in front of my family if I went alone. And she's like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm doing it for my daughter. She really loves you, and you're not a bad person. Blah blah blah.
You're not a bad person. You just fuck real bad, so it's fine.
I I think she left him because of the family, and you'll see why. But
Okay.
so they get there and they get to this mansion that's guarded by a guard in a remote like private residence and like a big fucking yard. That's why I thought it was the president. I thought it was like the president's house because it's a big, huge mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And she is like the CEO of like a big company, and like she's very underhanded, and like his mom is, and
Okay.
and um you see the security guard, and they're all like real nice. They go in, and then you meet the other family, which is his sister and her boyfriend and her son. I'd say I don't think it's her husband, but like you see her boyfriend, which is like 15 years younger than she is. She's like 40, and he's like 30 or 25.
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, I'm a big time actor. I'm doing acting gigs, and I'm like out there. I'm real big in China." And And then like he's a douchebag. It's real funny. And then she's like, yeah, let's see who wins mother's love this time. That way, I'll get mom's praise, and I'm gonna suck up, and yeah, I'm gonna be in the company, and you're not. Bleh. So
Bleh.
she like,
Man, okay, so this is already like Knives Out
yeah,
plus Santa.
yeah.
Okay.
And then you meet their son, which is a TikToker just constantly live streaming. He's like, yo, I'm at my grandma's house. And I'm at my grandma's house, and we're gonna have a real good Christmas here with the fam. Hashtag blessed. And he's doing all this
Mm-hmm.
shit, and everyone's like, ugh. And he doesn't like the boyfriend. The boyfriend's like really douchey to them. He's the little son douchey. And then like,
Mm-hmm.
they just go around for a bit talking about like the business, and then you realize, oh, she left the husband because because of the family, and how they're always like cutting at each other, and they're always vying for money. It was all about money for
Mm-hmm.
him. But then the mom comes in, and the and the sister and her family are waiting in the doorway, and they're like, we're gonna be the first to greet mom. I mean, suck up first. And then like the mom comes in, and she just does not give a shit. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ah, my kids, they don't care. They're all about money." But like you realize that she's all about money and underhanded tactics, and she likes that. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what to make of it because the whole movie, she's like, "Yeah, we do a lot of backhanded things, so I like it, but I don't like it. But you got to do it good enough for me to like it." I don't know. It's really weird.
Okay. Okay, so that's not great.
Yeah, it's not great. So, um, there,
See, I feel like this is gonna lead to her like really liking the TikTok kid because he's gonna be on his stream and he's gonna be like, okay, now if you take a look at all the place settings, we have like all the nice silverware set out. But here's the secret: I put one piece of silverware in my ass earlier today, and we're gonna find out who's got the bad one. And the grandma's gonna be like, "Ooh, this kid's my favorite now, actually."
she's going somewhere until she has the ass fork.
Yeah. Oh no, I got the ass fork. I fucking hate you,
No, if only. But
man.
they also
Yeah, and then that the Santa connection is just all gone. It's now just about the TikTok kid, just like doing things like that.
yeah, the trailers were a lie.
Hmm.
So then it goes to them because they have, so it's a, I guess, a party of a family of three, the sister family of three, and the mom. So was it seven, right? Seven, yeah, seven
Yes.
people. Mom, divorced woman, daughter, mom,
Hmm.
boyfriend, son. Six, grandma, seven. They had
Got it.
they had this party catered, like full catered, and I'm
Hmm.
like, catered?
Hell yeah.
Well, they're rich, so they just throw around money. So,
Yeah.
she had it catered, and you see the people catering and all like the regular security guards, from her house because she's big shit, and
Hmm.
they're making fun of like the catering and stuff because they're all dressed up. But as you're seeing the caterers, you're like, oh, those are the bad guys for sure.
Hell
They're
yeah.
not even hiding it. So
Yeah. Why do the caterers have guns? Don't worry about it. Listen, they're poor and they feel insecure.
yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
festive. It's festive. So
Yeah, it's a festive gun.
it's a holiday gun. It shoots sleigh bells.
It's cheer.
So, like, long story short, like they're all partying until like it comes back to the front of the house at the gate guard, and John Leguizamo comes up and he's like, "Hey man, I my car broke down a little down the way and I need help." And he's like, "It's a private road. It's a private residence." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't know that because of the weather." And he's like, "I'll call you a
Hmm.
truck." And then John Leguizamo just fucking shoots him in the face.
Damn.
And then he calls on his radio to all the catering people. He's like, "All right, we're gonna get the mission to go. I'm the Grinch." And he said their code names, and then you see all
Christ.
their code names, which is like nutmeg, like sleigh bells, Krampus, and like all the other ones.
An ass fork.
And
Bring it up the rear.
ass fuck, bring it up the rear. Ah! So as he's like, well, let's commence. And or was his name Grinch or was it Scrooge? I think it was Scrooge. Maybe it was the
Okay.
Grinch. I forget. It's not important, but they're all nicknamed after Christmas. And just know
Right.
that you don't know the real names. They commit to calling each other nicknames.
Okay.
Um, and until they go and all the catering people pull out their guns. They start offing all the security guards. Actually, important before this happens, they're putting the daughter to sleep, right? And the daughter is just like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool to have Santa Claus or, to gift or whatever?" And the dad is like, he's like, "Okay, we're gonna let you open a gift. We're gonna let you open a gift early because like
Mm-hmm.
you really want to open a gift early." So
Okay.
he runs down to like the rec room in the house, frantically looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I let you open this gift." And he gives it to her, and it's a walkie-talkie that he pulled out, just one walkie-talkie with an earpiece.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Listen, if you think Santa's gonna be what's it called? If you think Santa's gonna get lost and not know you're here, here's a direct line to Santa Claus that you can call him and talk to him anytime and tell him what like you
Okay.
want." But he won't talk back because he's real busy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your gift for you. So, tell him what you want. And then like as they're leaving, she's like, I wish my mom and dad would get back together, and that kind of like sets them up like, oh man, she really wants us
Oh
back.
man.
She really wants us back together, But as that's going on, the everyone's getting like fucking sniped. All the security guards are killed, and then finally, like they break in and they have the family in the what's it called, in the den area. And,
Okay.
and they're like, okay. They're like, "Okay, we got y'all. We're holding y'all hostage." John Leguizamo reveals himself, and he's like, "All right, we know." And this is the plot. He's like, "All right, I know." Telling the grandma, "I know that you put in a lot of money overseas, and you bought a lot of weapons from overseas, like, and you paid for them all, and you said that you put the money back into like." Something, and it was like $300 million that you said you did it. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"But I know that you didn't do that. I know that you have it in the vault down under your in the basement that you have down there." And then he's like, "And I know that you have this private security team that kills people for your family, and it never gets out to the news, and you never hear from the
Holy
bad,
shit.
yeah, and it never gets back to the public again. And I know that you have this panic button in your hand." And he like rips it out of her hand. "And I know how long it's going to take for them to get here. And I know all their names. I know the vault resets its thing every couple of things. And I know there's a password and a card key and all this stuff." And and she's like, "Oh shit." But then she's not worried. She's like, "If you know all this, then you know you don't have a chance." And he's like, "You'd think I would attack you if I knew all this and still didn't think I could make it? Of course I'm gonna make it." So like,
And then he's like, I'm Luigi.
it's a me, Luigi. So after all that is said and done, you see, cut to the roof, Santa landing on the roof, just still kind of drunk, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oh God," going into the house, and he goes down the chimney, and he's at the tree, and he puts all the presents down. Uh, and him being the alcoholic he is, the tree is set in like where there's a bar area, and he's like, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, don't mind if
yeah,
I
don't mind
do.
if I do." And he pours out the milk that the girl left for him there and fills it with like this, I guess, rum or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, this is the good shit pre-World War II." And like he drinks like a glass of it, or two glasses, I think, two just straight up shots it, and then
Mm-hmm.
passes out. And then as the security is doing, or as the terrorists are doing like their last sweep, uh
Mm-hmm.
he wakes up because he hears something, and then this one lone terrorist comes into the room, and he's like, "Oh shit." So he goes and hides behind the tree. And he's trying to get his
Uh-oh.
and you see that he's like, "Oh man, maybe he'll just leave." But then he sees that they have guns, right? He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh shit." So then like the guy sees him, and he's like, "Hey, come out of here." And then he calls back to the radio. He's like, "Hey, we got a Santa up here, a hired Santa. They think that they hired the Santa Claus for the party." And the
Mm-hmm.
grandma's like, "We'd never hire a Santa Claus. That's tacky." And they're like, "Oh yeah, then what's he doing up there?" So then the security's like, "All right, you're coming with me." Doesn't like kill him, but it's like, "Okay, you're coming with me. You're gonna take him down." And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, no, I got work to do. I can't really go with you." And he's like, "No, no, no, you're gonna come with me." So then, like, it breaks out into a fight, and
Hell
is the
yeah.
first. This is the first instance of a fight you see, like 30 minutes in, I think. And you see Santa just trying to like not. He does not want to fight. He does not want to be here, and
God, stop it!
he is struggling with this man, and this man then yeah, gets advantage of him as Santa's like trying to fight back, and throws him over the pool table. And then he's just like, this could be a lot easier if you just come with me quietly. And then like you see Santa kneeling by the pool table, and he grabs like a stocking behind him, and he's like, "Yeah, but he's like, but I still got a lot of work to do, and like kids are depending on me." And then he stands up with the pool balls in a stocking and just beats this man in the face with it. And then
Hell yeah.
you see, like the guy's on the floor, and you know how like the people jump over the pool table all cool, but he can't do it. So then like he like slowly rolls over the pool table and starts fighting him with the pool balls in the thing
Mm-hmm.
until it breaks. Fuck. And then the security guard gets up and tackles him into the tree, and they're struggling. And then he picks up the star on the top of the tree. And oh
Mm-hmm.
no, actually, before that, he throws him into a dartboard, and then Santa throws the dartboard at him, which makes the darts come out and stab the man.
Hell yeah.
And then
Hell yeah. Santa's like, I'm gonna make this man die of blood loss.
so then as they're struggling, Santa like jams the dart into his leg, like all the way, and then he picks up the star, stabs the man in the eye, and he's like, "Oh God, finally!" And then the the terrorist gets up, still like freaking out with the star in his eye. He's like, "Oh my God!" And then Santa plugs it
Mm-hmm.
in and shocks this man to death. It's so good. It is so good.
Nice.
So after that happens, Santa's like, "I gotta get the fuck out of here." He's like, "I'm not gonna. I gotta get out of here." As he picks up like the radio, because they're calling for the man, and Santa's like, "Yeah, oh no, 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 that man." After he picks up the radio, that man, uh, sh- no, no, no. I'm get,
Oh God,
I'm get,
Fee. Oh God, Fee, you're
I'm
losing
getting
it.
my scenes mixed up.
Fee, you're spiraling. You're spiraling, Fee.
I am. So they call him on the radio. He picks up the radio and he's like, "Hey, your man can't answer because I killed him."
Oops.
Oops. He's like, "But I gotta get out of here. I got work to do." And then they're like, "Where are you? Because we're gonna fucking kill you. You fucking mall Santa." And like, "Who do you work for?" And he's just like, I don't work for anyone. I just want to get out of here."
Just let me leave.
So he tries to do his magic. Like, I don't know if you know the Santa lore where he puts his finger on his nose and he goes up a chimney, but
Yeah.
it's not working. He's like, "Oh, not now." He's like, "Fuck." And so then like he kind of gets out and goes to the attic, I think. And then he
Okay.
turns his radio and he's trying to get like a different transmission so he can like call someone because he's trying to call like the police or something. But then it goes into
Okay.
little girl's radio and she's like, "Santa." She's like, "Santa, some bad people have us, and how are you doing?" And he's like all fucked up. And he's like, "Yeah,
Nice.
I know." He's like, I'm gonna try to get someone to come and get y'all, but I got a lot of things going on." And then she's like, they're talking, and then you see him like on the floor pull out his naughty or nice list, which is cool. And because she's like, "I wrote you a letter," and then he pulls out the list and sees her name. He's like, "Oh, you're on my nice list. You've been there for like a long time." And then like you kind of see him like get heartwarmed because like Christmas is dead to him. Like it's been like that.
Oh.
So he's like, "Oh, she has a lot of Christmas spirit, and I can't let these people hurt them." So he devises his plan. He's like, "I think I'm gonna take them all out and save this family." And then the same list he pulls out, he sees the naughty list, and I guess it shows all the people in the house because he sees all the names of the terrorists. He's like, "Yeah, there's like 7 more people here." He's like, "I think I can do that." So then like they send what I would say they send one at a time, but they're also like doing rooms while trying to break the vault. And
Okay.
then another terrorist comes and attacks him, and of course they fight. And Santa threw him out of a window, and he fell on like an icicle on the floor and impaled him. And Santa's like, "Oh shit!" And like Santa's real hurt too. And then like he's all beaten up, and then the terrorists are freaking out. They're like, "What the fuck?" And then the little girl is like, "Yeah, Santa's coming, and he's gonna kill all y'all. He's gonna kick all your butt."
He's gonna fuck you up.
And all the terrorists are like real pissed off at this point because they're trying to get the job done. And then the fucking security team that belongs to her is coming. And then you hear the cars from like the security team coming, and she's like, "Huh, I told you, you're not gonna make it out of here." And then you see John Leguizamo go out there and talk with the security team, and he's like, "Y'all guys are late." And then you find out they were working with him the whole time. And as this is going on, Santa's talking to like the little girl, and he's outside, and he's in the shed at this point, and she's in the attic because she got away from them, like they didn't want to catch her, like she just ran away. And what's it called? So she's in the attic, and she's like, "Santa, these people are like hurting my family. You gotta help." And he's like, "Oh man, Santa's really beat up. I haven't done this in a long time." And then they're kind of going back and forth, and
I haven't beat the shit out of criminals in many years. This used to be a regular occurrence.
That's the thing. So Santa is like, she's like, "Can't you use your magic?" And he's like, "I've been alive for like a long time. I kind of don't know how the magic really works or where it came from." That's kind of like a thing that they use to just kind of explain away, some of the things. They're like, "Yeah, the magic's weird, but I really don't know how it works, but I just go with it." So Santa like explained, he was like, "I wasn't always Santa Claus. Like I was what's it called? I used to be a Viking, And I used to just
Hell yeah.
he's like, I used to have this warhammer and I used to murder people. Just very, very cool. Just I used to just
I was cool as fuck,
he's
actually.
like, I used to be a bad person. I used to just kill people. And my warhammer's name was a skull crusher. And I used to I used to break people's fucking skulls. And she's like, well, you gotta use that. She's like, you gotta take those people down, and they're coming after you. They're going to the shed right now, this military team. So I guess that
Hmm.
was all the holiday cheer he needed because what's it called? He picks up a sledgehammer, and it's this montage of the team breaking into the shed, and one by one in the dark, him beating the shit out of all of them.
Hell
In
yeah.
like real bloody fashion. Like he fucking beats them to death with a sledgehammer. He like ties their neck with like a rope and throws it into a lawnmower or like a mulcher, and he's just killing all the team. And they're like, "What the
Hmm.
fuck? Who is this guy?" And then uh all the while the girl's in the attic, and then like he gets back into the house and somehow they catch him, and then when they catch him they tie him up in a room and they're like beating him up, and then they're like, who are you, who do you work for? And he's like, I'm Santa. And then and they're like, oh yeah. And then like as they're beating him up, they pull out his naughty or nice list and
Hmm.
says all their names. And then John Leguizamo's like, if you're the real Santa, why did I have such a shitty Christmas when I was a kid? He's like, why did I wake up and my dad lost his job and my neighbors were all festive as fuck and then I had to live poor.
Why was I poor when I was young, Santa? This is your fault
Yeah,
somehow.
exactly. That's what he said. That's why he hates Christmas. And
Damn.
and Santa's like, I don't know, Jimmy. I didn't have control of your dad losing his job. And then he's like, I'm sorry I didn't deliver you your bike, Bjorn. And because the two other people in there were John Leguizamo, and he's calling them by name and he's telling them why he didn't bring them gifts. He's like, y'all were very naughty. And then they're like freaking out. They're like, we didn't tell him our name.
Oh fuck.
And then they're
What if it's real?
yeah,
Nah, 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 nah. Can't be real. Can't be real. Can't
yeah,
be real. Nah, 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 nah.
they're like, this is a real Santa Claus. And John Leguizamo's like, don't be stupid, you idiots. It's not the real Santa.
This is counterintelligence. This is CIA. This is Project Fat Man.
Yeah, so like somehow the two other guards get called away because they figure out that the girl is in what's it called, the attic. So John's like, go get her. And then what's it called, Santa escapes the chair by like ramming into John Leguizamo and breaks the chair and jumps out the window. And the
Mm.
whole time it's like Schrodinger's Home Alone, because the little girl at the beginning of the movie was like ecstatic because she saw Home Alone. Then she mentions that she's gonna set up booby traps like Home Alone to Santa in the attic.
Hell yeah.
And then oh my god, when the terrorists find out she's in the attic, she had set up booby traps, right?
Hmm.
So the stairs to the attic are down, and they come up to the ladder, and they're like, what is this? Like, they're like, what are these traps? They're not good traps if we know they're coming. And you see this big nail in one of the ladders, right?
Hell
But
yeah.
they don't notice that the bottom step of the ladder has been sawed to where if you step on it, it breaks. So the man starts to climb up the ladder, steps on the step, it breaks, and is impaled through the jaw with a giant nail. And,
Hell
and
yeah.
he's like, oh, fuck. And then the girl's like, "Oh my god, you're so fucking stupid." So then she
God
she
damn.
climbs up the ladder while he's trying to get himself out of being impaled, and what's it called? Um, at the bottom of the ladder, there's like a big sandpaper with nails glued all over it, and they're like, "That's stupid." But after what's it called, he gets impaled, he's standing there and he's like fucked up. And the woman is up there, and there's all these dumb little booby traps. She's like, "What is this dumb shit?" Like she like swats them away, until like she like steps in front of a thing, and her feet get stuck to the floor because I think she put glue all over the floor. And then the little
Mhm.
girl starts hurling bowling balls at her,
Hell yeah.
and like they're hitting her, but like she's kind of evading them. But then they fall, and after the guy gets unimpaled and pulls the nail out, he's like looking at it, and a bowling ball comes out of the thing and then hits it, and it pales it in his forehead, and he dies and falls
Damn.
back on the nails.
Jesus Christ.
And then the woman is like God, like freaking out because like she's getting like hit by all these things. She gets a weight thrown in her face, and what's it called? Uh, After she pulls her shoes off after being glued, she then walks through all
Mhm.
these glass ornaments and lights and stuff. And then finally, when it looks like she has the girl, Santa comes and beats her to death with a sledgehammer.
Hell yeah.
Then after all is said and done, John Leguizamo gets into the vault after like they kind of let Santa go or escapes, and then the money's
Mhm.
all gone. Well, it
Okay.
turns out that the son with the divorced wife had a plan because it shows that them exchanging gifts earlier, and she gets a message that he took all the money and was gonna leave the family, not work at the company, and leave with the wife with the $300 million, and not tell
Okay.
anybody. But then after John
Okay.
Leguizamo figures it out, he goes back up there and starts questioning them and threatening them, and then Santa comes and they're fighting back, and the other family kills one of the terrorists after they attack him, the douchebag. The douchebag dies, but one of the things he says at the beginning of the movie was, if I if I was on the plane at 9/11, I would have beat the terrorist's ass, and
Yeah.
everyone
Of course.
everyone
Yeah.
would have
No.
lived. So what he does after like they leave them alone for a while, he's like not putting up with it anymore. He beats up one of the terrorists, kind of like subdues him, and then jumps out a
Mhm.
window and runs away, and then immediately gets gunned down.
Oh.
But then they kill that terrorist that was holding on to him, so that's really good. But
Mhm.
then John Leguizamo after almost all of his team is dead, kidnaps the grandma, him and the head of the SEAL team, I guess.
Mhm.
Kidnaps the grandma, goes outside, and they find that the money is hidden outside. And then Santa sneaks up on them and starts throwing snowballs at him with the mom after they figure out he's the real Santa, but still not
Mhm.
believing it. He throws a snowball at one of the guys, beats a few of them, and John Leguizamo and SEAL Team 6 get away with grandma. And he's like, I need one of y'all to stay here and one of y'all to stay here and watch everything. I'll go save her. And so he gets on a a jet ski, a snow ski, and goes
Mhm.
off after them. But one of the terrorists that Santa knocked out gets up and starts attacking the family. But then the wife ends up killing him, stabbing him in the throat with an icicle.
Hell yeah.
And the husband is just not a fighter, which makes sense. He's fucking a rich boy and doesn't know how to fight.
Yeah. He's a little puss
Yeah, he's a
bag, as we say. Technical
little
science
bitch
term.
boy.
Mhm.
And she saves him, and then they kind of get love rekindled. They make out.
Yeah, they're like, let's make out of this corpse. Yeah,
How'd you do?
yeah, of course.
And then as they're snowing away, what's it called? SEAL Team 6 has grandma, and I guess she fucks with him, which causes him to wreck, and she wrecks with him, but uh they get flung away. But then
Mhm.
Santa sees that, but still goes after John Leguizamo. So he's
Mhm.
going after John, and they have all the money too, by the way.
Yeah.
And John Leguizamo then sets up a trap. He speeds up ahead and sets up a trap. and Santa is like gonna wreck into him with a jet ski, but he set up a trap
Mhm.
to smash the jet ski. Like there's a big stump that you can't see, and then he's
Oh, it's
yeah,
snowmobile is the word you're
snowmobile.
looking
That's
for.
what I'm looking for. He sets it up and he jumps out of the way, and Santa hits the snowmobile and fucking flips into like this old fucking dilapidated house. And then John
Mhm.
Leguizamo is fighting him, like pulls out his fucking what's it called? His baton, and then starts
Mhm.
fighting Santa like with his sledgehammer, and they're going back and forth, and then they go outside, and the floor is all ice, but John Leguizamo has ice shoes to make you grip. So he's
Okay.
getting the upper hand, and they're fighting, and they're going back and forth, and then just when it looks like John Leguizamo's gonna win, like he has him up in a chimney, and he's he's like he's like, yeah, that's it. Santa's. He's like, Christmas doesn't come for anyone anymore. And what does he say? He's like, Santa's like, not if you believe. And then like he fucking puts his finger on his nose and get magicked up a chimney that's just outside like where this dilapidated house used to be, and pulls
Mhm.
John Leguizamo's body up, like cutting him in half through the chimney, and
Fuck
and then
yeah.
like is on top of the chimney with just two pieces of what it was John Leguizamo, and just throws them down, just
Hell yeah.
murdered him, just fucking. Oh, it was so good. It was so fucking good. But then like that's not it. Like they all find Santa, but then SEAL Team 6 comes and shoots Santa in the chest like 10 times, and then he falls
Mhm.
from the chimney, and then like when it looks like it all is said and done, everyone comes in from behind and they shoot that guy to death because they picked up the guns, and the grandma kills him,
Mhm.
like shoots him in the face. And then they're like, oh my god, we need to call the ambulance for this man. Like some of them still don't believe it's Santa, and they're like, oh
Mhm.
no, this is Santa. We gotta like do something. He's really cold. So then they set the money on fire to make him warm.
Aw.
And they're like, all we got to do is believe. If we believe, it'll give him enough magic and whatnot. So then, like, he dies, and then everyone is just like, I believe in Santa. Like like a I am Spartacus moment, fucking.
Yeah.
And then the grandma's like, fine, I believe in Santa Claus. And then he fucking comes back to life, and
He's like, yeah, you do.
and they're like, how did that happen? He's like, Christmas magic. I don't know. And then he's like, well, I still got a lot of work to do, so I gotta go. And then his sleigh like comes in and like lands next to him with the sign from Mrs. Claus that says, "Hey, thought you could use this," because they burned his bag earlier, so she sent the reindeer back with his backup bag, and he's like, "Oh," and then he jumps in and he like flies
Mhm.
away, like end of movie.
Man, that's pretty sick, honestly. That like I'm glad that they did something interesting with Santa that wasn't just like, what if Santa was bad? What if we gave Santa a gun?
The thing is, he never uses a gun in the entire movie.
Hell
He
yeah.
calls them gizmos. He doesn't know how to use them. He's a Viking.
He's like,
Yeah,
these are stupid.
yeah. So like, it's so good, but it's a movie you don't have to think too hard about. The movie
Mhm.
doesn't care. They keep just explaining things away with Christmas magic.
Yeah, they're like, it's fine. Just shut up.
Yeah, just what?
Pay attention to the movie and stop thinking so much about it.
Yeah, which is what I did, and I'm glad I did because it's such a good movie. God.
Man.
Like I feel like that could be like one of my like yearly watch like Christmas movies, because
Yeah.
it's really funny. It's really funny, and the action's really good. And the cool thing is Santa doesn't want to do this. Like he
Mhm.
doesn't want to like kill these people. Like he didn't think he'd be in this situation. It's not like fucking Machete. He doesn't just is a badass. He's like a has been, and he's starting to give
Mhm.
up on Christmas. He even says that he was thinking of retiring after tonight, but they don't
Nice.
explain like what that entails. So
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Is it like someone else is Santa now? Is Christmas just over?
Yeah, like does the torch get patched? Like what happened? I kind of want there to be a sequel. I kind of want like I want them to come to the North Pole and be like, "Hey, you killed my brother. Who was that terrorist? Now we're gonna fucking kill y'all." I want to see more of this lore.
Honestly, here's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We need you need to go to the movies,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need to go see John Wick 4, and then in the last quarter of the movie, fucking Santa is there, and they're
Oh,
like, "This is a crossover movie and has been the whole time. You fucking idiots! You weren't paying attention.
what
Here's Santa. Santa's gonna kick some ass now."
wouldn't that be like a cool, not spin-off, but let's say a John Wick holiday special?
Yeah,
Fucking
why not?
John John Wick finds himself in the North Pole, and who else but Santa Claus, the old assassin, is there? His old
Mm-hmm.
pal helps John Wick take out the people that are after him. He's oh shit, what do they call it in the movie? When like you owe someone like a favor, it's like in something. I don't
I've never seen John Wick, so I wouldn't fucking know.
really. Oh god.
Yeah.
Part one and they're all good. They're all good.
Yeah.
Part one's probably the best, and then part two starts introducing some stupid things, but still good.
Mm-hmm.
Like part one is really good, and then part two, like you find out that there are more assassin organizations and different like, because they introduce like the gold coins for like John Wick. That's the
Mm-hmm.
assassin. What's it called? Money. If you got these
It's the assassin
Yeah,
money.
if you got these gold,
It's only good at Assassin Mart.
well, you laugh, but they have these gold currency that assassins like exchange with each other for like favors or expensive guns or hotels and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
in part two, they're like, "Oh, but we have all these other MacGuffins. Like, if you have a bloody thumbprint, you owe someone a favor." And
Mm-hmm.
there's this other assassin organization, but you can't kill them because they're the head of an assassin organization. But John Wick's in a pickle because he owed a favor to someone, and he has to do it no matter what. And they told him to kill that person, but now
Mm-hmm.
that assassin organization's after him no matter what. And then he gets out of that in part three. Then you find out about the underground homeless assassins, and they go on a whole different currency. And now
Mm-hmm.
everyone's after John Wick. And now what you thought was home base, when no one can attack you, they just destroy it, and everyone can attack you on there, and it's crazy. And then he gets thrown off a building but lives somehow.
Man. Okay. So this is possible then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The oldest Assassin's Guild
Oh
actually
damn!
is the one where there's only one person who's left alive. His name is Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Actually, fucking David Harbour, Santa Claus in Violent Night does a thing like fucking Tim Allen in Santa Claus 1, when the cops are holding him and he's like, "What's your name?" "Chris Kringle." Santa Claus." "Papa Shiso." But he does it like in a more badass way. Let me see if I can find it.
God, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. I cannot watch a clip while we are recording the podcast. That is audio nightmare for everyone.
That doesn't mean you can't watch it after.
Got feet. We're in the middle. Just do it later. You don't need to look it up right now.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, sorry. I thought, my bad. You know what? You're right. I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
exactly. But
You got to look it up right now.
I'm
You're
looking it up
correct.
right now. I mean, I'll send it to you after, but I'm looking it up right now. Either
Um,
way, yeah, dude. Like, we need more movies that are like that, where you just turn your brain off and have fun. Like, not
yeah.
everything has to be serious. Like,
So, it's I guess I'm with you where having like a fun, just kind of like whatever movie. I think there's a lot of value there. But I think that the thing that Christmas movies, but with a twist, always get wrong is that they always do the same shit. They're like, Santa good. What if Santa bad though?
Yeah, it's like that's like what Bad Santa. That wasn't about Santa, but basically, there was fucking Santa Sleighs. There was like Silent Night. Just
yeah,
it's always
Krampus.
Well,
like all and I know like the Krampus mythos is different, but like all of these things are like, what if Christmas but scary? What if Christmas but bad? It's like, God, it's so fucking boring.
Yeah, but this movie kind of rings in like trying to get the Christmas spirit, you know? They're just, it's all about the Christmas spirit and bringing it back. And Santa kicking ass for the name of like Christmas. It's so good. It's something I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds like if you ever watch like a cartoon, like an adult cartoon, and they're like watching, like Family Guy's done it, like Santa Saves Christmas with Kiss, or like something like that, where like Santa's like kicking ass and saving Christmas. It's like they took that idea and made a movie.
Yeah, which is great. Like that's a thing that hasn't been done in a while. Like I'm not tired of that.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen Santa like kick ass other than be a murderer.
Yeah, other than like killing the good guys. Like you want to see Santa like a situation like this in which Santa's like, "Oh, I don't want to kill this guy, but if I have to, then he's going to explode."
I guess the closest thing I've seen is what is that holiday movie where Santa Claus is a Russian played by Alec Baldwin, and he has two swords and Jack Frost is in it.
God, I don't.
It's an animated movie.
Know.
Hugh Jackman's the Easter Bunny. Alec Baldwin is Santa, and
oh right. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the title of it.
I don't remember either, but that was what's it called? That was the only other time I've seen like Santa be kind of a hero. Although he was killing demons in that movie. So I don't know if that counts.
So, here's what I want to bring up right before we leave, because we've got just a little bit of time left. Ooh. Here's another thing that that I'm happy about. Yeah. Adult Swim,
hell yeah,
for many years now has and they used to be more back in the day, still are now, I guess. Like kind of like the pioneers of like just doing weird shit and like just having these things where it's like you got to pay attention to Adult Swim, because Adult Swim's doing some weird off the wall stuff. So, and they just did it again. So there was they've done it. They've done this a couple of times where like they have the 4 a.m. like infomercial block.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Where they'll like just if you're up and watching at like 4 a.m. or whatever, and then there's just stuff like Too Many Cooks happens, right? Like Too Many Cooks is like a fake infomercial that they did, which was like really funny. And they did something like that again this year, in which like they didn't announce that a thing was going to happen, and then a thing just starts playing, right? And this year, basically, after the Rick and Morty season 6 finale, there was a Yule log that just showed up. Just a Yule log.
Okay. On fire or just a log?
Just fireplace, crackling fireplace with a fire. Okay. And people like, okay. That's
okay.
That's that.
Okay.
I guess we're just gonna have this fucking Yule log here. The thing is, if you watch it for long enough, it turns into a movie.
Oh, what the fuck?
So the Yule log is just how it starts, and then it turns into this into the. I guess it's not I don't know. It's not like a drama. It's not like a horror movie, but it is kind of both of those things. And so like just they basically just gave the reins to this person who did Too Many Cooks, and they were just like, yeah, here, like, do something. And he was like, hey, would you be mad if I made an entire movie that was just like, you know, hidden behind a fucking fireplace,
Fuck.
behind this like fake ass Yule log? And they're like, if you could do it for the same budget as like what you were going to do before, then yeah, sure, do it. And so, yeah, he's got a full movie that just fucking came out, and it just, yeah, apparently it's pretty good. And it's another one of those things where it's like Adult Swim just constantly is like, we're just gonna do this for the clout. Like, we're just gonna do this for the like, back in the day when you would do shit for the Vine, that's what Adult Swim does all the time. Adult Swim is constantly just doing shit for the Vine. And this is like another example of them just being like, you know what? We're just gonna do something. And I don't know, people watch it, great. If people don't watch it, that's fine. Because I remember they also just like out of nowhere, like in the middle of some block, they were like, oh, by the way, Rick and Morty season 5 is coming out soon, and here's the first episode, just in the middle of nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't announce it, didn't tell anybody about it. And then like I woke up the next day to like top posts on Reddit that were like, oh shit, the Rick and Morty season 5 premiere is happening right now. Oh god, like you have to go to adultswim.com and watch it. Some shit that we didn't think. Oh god. Like it was a bunch of like posts that shot up to the top because like it was just such a surprise. And like Adult Swim just does stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I love whenever a company does that.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of times they did that with what was it? Oh shit, what's that? Not Happy Friends. What's that show by Oni G that came out on Adult Swim? Oh fuck. Smiling Friends. They premiered the show, but then they just showed all the episodes in one night. They just
yes, okay.
And even before that, the show Moral Oral, they premiered it by showing the last episode in the entire series, and no one knew what to make of it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is this?
So, Adult Swim does that. It's just a real shame that like I don't know how many people watch it anymore, like watch TV actually anymore. So like they're doing all this, like they really want you to tune into the channel.
Yeah. Well, and like that, the thing is, things like that are about the only thing that will get me to tune in to a TV thing, because like the whole appeal of a TV thing is that like something unexpected is going to happen. You're going to see something that you weren't expecting to see, but you're going to enjoy it, right? Yeah. And the only other platform that kind of happens on is YouTube. And I say kind of because like for me, when I'm like watching a YouTube video, there are times where I'll get up, I'll go into the kitchen, and then I'll just start making I'll start making coffee or like making lunch or whatever, and then I will have YouTube on in my headphones, and then it'll just start auto playing the next video. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is this video? Like, I can't see anything because I'm in the kitchen. I get done making lunch, I come back, and I'm like, what's this video? And then I start watching it, and I'm like, huh, all right, yeah, I'll watch this. Okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But nowadays, with, like, streaming services, you don't... I watch Twitch most of the time, so, like, I'm never going to get what I don't expect. Like, that's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, technically, Twitch streams could, like, anything could happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, but they're like, if I'm watching, let me go to, like, if I went to my Twitch right now, I could tell you who was streaming, and I could tell you what they're probably going to be doing, and I could tell you probably what they're not going to be doing as well, right? Yeah. Like, let's see, I've got somebody who plays Overwatch and Apex. That's all he does. Mm-hmm. So totally in the realm of the norm. Zelda speedrunner, totally fine, and a Grand Theft Auto RP streamer, right? So like, I'm never going to tune into one of those people, and unexpectedly there's going to be a game show, right? Like, that's just never going to happen.
I don't know, man. It was a few weeks ago that Ludwig was streaming, and his nut came out.
What?
Yeah, his balls slipped.
Oh my god.
and he just owned it.
Good for
He
him.
was just like, well, you saw my balls. Sorry.
Let me see. Yeah, I just googled whose nutsack was just shown on his stream. That's good.
Uh,
Um, that's good. I so did you hear about the event that he did just now, like yesterday?
no, I know he won like an award recently, but no, I didn't.
He did at the Game Awards. He did win Content Creator of the Year, which is great.
I was.
And that's before they saw what happened yesterday, which is
What did he
great.
do?
It was chess boxing.
Oh, okay.
So, and there were a number of people in it that you would know. So, like, if any of you out there are familiar with internet content creators, there was like, Point Crow versus Disguised Toast.
Oh, Disguised Toast boxing.
Yeah, boxing and playing chess. So it's a 3-minute round of boxing and then a 3-minute round of speed chess.
Fuck.
And then a 3-minute round of boxing and then a 3-minute round of speed chess. And whichever one you win first, that's how you win.
Oh
no. Yeah. So like as you can tell, it's like it's one of those things where like as things go on longer, you know, you're getting more tired from boxing, but you're also making mistakes in chess because you're like, fuck, I'm just so tired,
dude. This guy,
and it's like, it's crazy, like the fact that like this is a thing. And by the way, I thought this is a thing that Ludwig made up. It's apparently a thing outside of
what
this.
The fuck?
So like that's fucked up.
I never heard of it. I can't.
Right? Me either.
I can't picture Disguised Toast boxing. He's a small Japanese man.
Yeah.
Just
so, and also Abroad in Japan was one of the fighters.
no fucking way.
Yeah, Chris Broad himself
no,
was up there and did chess boxing, and then
Did he get bodied
at the end of the whole fight, the big fight was going to be Disguised Toast versus Point Crow.
Okay.
And then at the end, Ludwig got into the ring with Connor.
No way.
Sea-Dog VA himself. And the reason why, so it had to be, it wasn't chess boxing. It was chess slap boxing, basically.
God.
It was a slap contest. And the reason why they had to do that is because Connor has a blood condition.
What?
So if Connor experiences like trauma, like, you know, getting too hurt or getting punched in the face a whole bunch, like I think he can get like his blood can start clotting, which would be super dangerous. So like that's why his doctor is like, you can't box.
But wouldn't slap?
And he was like, I want to do something. I want to do something for this. And Ludwig was like, all right, we'll just take turns slapping the shit out of each other and then playing box and then doing chess.
But wouldn't slapping do the same thing? He's getting hit in the face.
It's different because it's less physical. So it's less like he's, you know, taking blows to different parts of the body and stuff like that. And it's like, so it's, I think Connor has like, because Connor really wanted to do this. Yeah. He really wanted to do chess boxing. And I think he sold this in a way where it looks like it's probably safer. It's probably not.
Yeah, no,
but
it's
like,
not.
Yeah.
If you've seen slap contests, God, it's not.
Yeah. So like, and the thing is, I sneezed.
Bless you.
So the thing is, in addition to like, you know, this chess boxing thing that's going on, you think like, wow, he's been selling tickets to it. There's like an actual boxing ring with like officiants, and there's advertising, and like he's got a bunch of content creators there to like commentate it and do stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, my man, Ludwig,
Okay.
he came up with a YouTube video yesterday,
Okay.
where or day before yesterday, where he was like, yeah, just to like answer some questions about chess boxing to make sure that like people understand what's going on. Somebody asked like, is it going to be streamed? And yeah, it's going to be streamed to my Twitch, like, or to my YouTube. So like, it's free. You could just watch it on YouTube whenever you want to.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and he's like, I'm selling tickets for like the in-person event.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
He also toward the end revealed how much it cost to do the event.
Okay. How much?
and it was like $1.6 million or something to pull the event together.
Okay. I'm sure he made it back in just fucking ad revenue. And
I mean, it could have been. He got sponsors for it. Like Fansly was sponsoring it.
Yeah. He got.
He also, there were 2 Smash players
Oh.
that. So instead of doing chess boxing, they were doing Smash boxing.
Yeah.
So they were boxing and then playing Smash.
Damn. Okay. I bet Nintendo wasn't happy about that.
That's fine.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. You can make fun of me if you want. But I've always wanted to become a big enough content creator that someone challenged me to a boxing match. I've always wanted to box in a ring.
I mean, God, I don't.
You can be my ring man. You can be my corner man.
Yeah, I'll be in the corner like, hey, hit him harder. That's not good advice. I know. I don't have any good advice, though.
Just rub my back. God.
Come on.
Just touch my sweaty shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know. I like boxing. Boxing's one of my favorite contact sports.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when like YouTube boxing started becoming bigger, I was like, well, I gotta get in on that. I gotta be YouTube and be big enough or relevant for someone to be like, I want to box. I want to box good old Fee. Like, like Aaron Hansen fighting Epic Mealtime guy. Game Grump Eric Hansen, not like fucking Aaron Hansen, not like How to Catch a Predator. But that was a mismatch, and I was like, Aaron's gonna get fucked up. He lost in the first round.
Yeah.
I'd like to fight Epic Mealtime guy. I might lose, but I want to at least go to the second round and be like, I'm better than Aaron Hansen.
Yeah. Honestly, that's fair enough. I don't think you do it though, because he's way fucking bigger than you.
I don't know, dude. I'd do it. I wouldn't even back down.
I didn't say you wouldn't do it. I say you wouldn't win. Like, there's no way you could.
Yeah. They said that about Rocky, but he won.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did in the second movie.
Eventually, he didn't win in the first movie.
In the first movie, it was a tie, and
yeah, he didn't win.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't a tie. He lost, but by 1 point, and he was just some guy from the streets fighting up against the world champ. Come on.
Would you actually train for it?
Yes. You'd think I would just say yes and just not train and have no stamina?
Okay, tell me that doesn't sound like a you fucking move to do. Tell me that it doesn't, because it does.
Okay, in every other thing, yes. But because I'm like really hyped and I don't want to take my shirt off and be ugly in front of everyone, yeah, I would train.
Ugly.
I want to show my boobesos to everyone. I'd want to at least train. Not to mention there's weigh-ins, so if they're like, oh, if you want to box, you gotta like lose 20 pounds like in like 3 months. Yeah, I'd have to. I couldn't just sit my ass
that's
down.
The thing is like, I don't know if boxing takes into account where your weight is, you know?
Yeah, weight.
Because you may be boxing like someone else who's 300 pounds, but it's 300 pounds of muscle, right? Like, so if you just happen to be that same weight, but it's just fat and they're just muscle, you're gonna die.
No, I mean, if you look at Butterbean, just a mountain of fat.
He's also strong.
Yeah, and he.
You're not. I know you're not strong.
See, that's what they say to people who don't know. I haven't even revealed my final form. Fucking, you don't even know. I could be hauling oxes all day.
Oh, Fee.
Oh, Colby.
Oh,
never bet against the underdog. If I was in a boxing match, you're telling me right now you wouldn't bet money on me to win.
It depends on who your opponent is.
Come on.
It would be. There is a shockingly slim chance that I would bet on you.
All right.
Shockingly slim.
Is it against the rules if I gave you money to bet on me to win?
Yes.
Can I bet on myself?
Yes, it is.
Can I bet on myself to win?
No, that's illegal.
Well, then we just won't tell people.
Then we just do it illegally,
Listen,
but we don't tell no
listen,
one.
you can bet against me all you want, but I'll tell your wife. I'll be like, listen, Colby's wife, take this money and bet on me to win, and we split the winnings. I'm not throwing the match. I'm trying my hardest. I'm gonna win. It's my money.
Yeah, I know, but it's you can't. Number one, you can't do that. Number two, it's just why are you so confident that you would win?
I feel like I used to fight with Mike a lot, and Mike knows how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he would hit me all the time in the face, in the body, and all that. I would never get knocked out. I don't have a glass jaw.
Okay.
The only thing he had on me was reach and technique.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I trained and picked up my technique, it would make all the difference. Because I like I said, I don't have a glass jaw. I'm sturdy. Like I cry like a bitch when I like get hurt, bump into stuff and hit my shins and stuff. But but just because
That's
just because it hurts, I think the adrenaline would kick in during the match, and I think I could do it. I feel like because I'm so short and everyone would tower above me, I'd have that advantage if I stayed low. And boxing is one of those sports where if you stay low and keep your guard up, it's really hard for like taller opponents to like come at you.
I don't know that that's true. Number one, and number two, and I think almost probably more importantly, because your body is the way that it is, reach is very important. So
all that means is I'd have to get close.
You got them short arms.
Yeah. All it means is I'd have to get close. I've already thought this through in my head. My best chance and best place to win is if somehow I back them into a corner. If they're in the corner of the ring, they can't back up much, and then there's my chance. That's when I unleash the Dempsey roll. This is my time to shine.
I cannot believe that you were seriously like, no. Listen, it's fine. I watch Hajime no Ippo and I know how to do it. It's fine.
No, God. If I was, I would definitely try the Dempsey roll once, only once, and it would throw them off their game. But I would never do it again. But just for funsies, the first time I would do it. But that's not my like killing blow. If I get him into the corner, that it's body shot city, baby, and it's all about points. The more points you get, they're gonna be too busy blocking their body, and the best thing to do is kind of like wait it out. Put them in the corner, body shots, baby, and then while they're blocking for the body, uppercut, baby. And then I got my rock.
I do like that. I do like that you have the confidence that this is going to work and it's going to be okay.
I believe, I wholeheartedly believe I could win a boxing match against somebody.
I know, and I don't know why you think that, but I would be there. Obviously, I would be there to cheer you on. I would be betting against you actively, but I would cheer you on.
When I win, the look on your I will revel in the look in your face. I will, as soon as I win, I will look directly at you in the audience while everyone is hiking me up and cheering. I will just dead stare you. Just
flip me off.
Yeah, in the with the gloves. and then I just want to see your flabbergasted look as you can't believe what you just saw. The sports and athleticism that just unfolded in front of you.
Listen, Fee. I will do this for you if you ever get challenged to a boxing match like that. And Like, again, it depends on who you're going up against. If they're like, it's Fee versus this child, okay, I'll bet on you. If it's you versus someone else who's like also like a content creator adult, it would be very difficult for me to bet on you. But when you lose, I'll take you out to dinner afterwards. Because then I will have a lot of money.
Well, what if I win?
With which to do that. And what if you win? What if you win, Fee? What if you win?
What do you tell me? What will you do if I win? Gonna eat your own word?
Again, it depends on who you're fighting against, right? Like, but I don't know. I think I'd be willing to put down, like, I'll just give you $1,000 if you win.
So I never lose. If I lose, I get free meal. If I win, I get free money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be getting paid to do this, of course, but it's not about the money. It's more about winning. It's
more about just winning, you know?
I know it sounds like that's a joke, but to me, it really would be all about winning. Like, it's all about the match. The money is second, but like, I can't go in there like confident and then lose. Like, people that do that lose. I'm very confident right now, and I'm telling you, I have the fundamentals, and you don't know, but like I have some power behind these old hands of mine. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I will win if I'm challenged to a boxing match. And the thing is, no one will expect it. They're gonna challenge me and they'll be like, "Oh, it's old Fee. There's gonna be a shutout." But that's where they're wrong.
That's me. I think that.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know. They don't know this. They don't know the power. This unbridled potential in this person that I am.
I'm like Gohan. Okay, I'm like Gohan.
I promise you. I just feel it in my bones that I can. There's something that's inside me that won't let me fall, and I know I can do it. It's just...
Well, Fee, listen, good luck in your pending future hypothetical boxing match.
Listen, I kind of want to box now. The bug has bitten me.
Yeah.
I'm holding...
everybody, stay tuned. Stay tuned for next time. Whenever Fee tells me about in the middle of his training montage, he punched a tree and broke his hand.
I'm shadow boxing right now as we speak.
Oh, is it good? Is your form incredible?
Yeah, I think so. My dad...
I bet you fucking do.
My dad taught me how to block when I was a child, and he taught me how to throw a mean straight.
Okay. All right. Well, we are at the end of this podcast. Everybody, if you think you could beat Fee in a fight, put a comment in wherever you're listening to this, because we are currently live on Twitch right now. The replay of this will be on YouTube whenever the rest of the podcast is released, and so it'll be there. Just drop it in the comments section. Leave us a review that says I could beat Fee in a fight, and if it's a fair matchup, Fee will come and kick your ass himself.
Look, you don't have a shadow of a chance. My cousin taught me the perfect haymaker.
Just the perfect haymaker. Yeah.
You know, I come from a long line of death blows in boxing, so.
Absolutely true. Just a tornado of fists coming at you.
That's why my nickname is Fists.
Mm-hmm.
Did you forget?
Everyone calls him that. Everyone always has.
Yeah, everyone's always called me that. That's been my nickname since I was born, when I punched out the doctor. Just...
It's true.
Look, you'll never know. Like, small Fee, low to the ground, coming in at you like a demon, like a slithery snake, and then fucking uppercut.
Boom. Can't even. You're not even expecting. You said, "Oh, this steak doesn't even have hands." Oh shit, it has hands.
Yeah, you're looking at me from your other corner, and you're like, "Oh, this fucking goober." Fucking 10 seconds, 2 hits, me hitting him, hitting the ground. And then I come up close and he's like, "Oh, fuck, bam!"
destroyed, absolutely murked.
Absolutely. And they laughed at me. They didn't believe me. They didn't think I could do it.
You didn't believe in me.
So,
who didn't believe in me?
Like Colby said, we are live on Twitch right now. This recording will come out every Wednesday on Spotify and YouTube. Now, if you want to see us,
and also all the other podcast,
all the other podcatchers, every single one's iTunes, whatnot. But if you do want to see us live, you just have to like and follow us on Twitch at Twitch TV/Go Get Us Pod. That's where we're at. That's where we stay, and we
live here.
We live here. This is our house. We're live on there. We come out every Wednesday on everything, literally every social media, except Instagram. And we're on TikTok. Although, like, man, I gotta hire someone to do that. I just can't.
Yeah, we're talking. All right, yeah, we're gonna talk.
We're gonna talk about that. We gotta get that social media manager. We gotta hire somebody. But it's mostly because I'm a forgetful bitch and Colby's busy. He actually has like a family.
I have a job. I have other stuff.
I mean, I have a job, but
would you call it a job?
I get paid for it.
That is true. That is the qualification.
Yeah. So, we'll work on that. But you can find us on all that. We do have accounts, so you can find us on all that. So like, follow, subscribe, share, bell, plus, thumbs up, heart, all the stuff, all of it. Now, after you're done with that, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the North Pole. I want you to find Santa. I want you to give him this invitation to a boxing match. I want you to fly him out to Texas, and I want you to pit him in a match with me versus him, and we're going to fight at the Selene Auditorium. Go get your ticket and go get him.
Go get him. I like that you talked for over half an hour about how badass Santa Claus is, and now you're like, yeah, but I could kick his ass.
No, see, that is Violent Night Santa. We're not talking about real life Santa.
We're talking real, the real Santa. Kind of a pussy when you think about it.
You'd think he'd bring his fucking magic in, like he'd put on some old magic boxing gloves, fucking pull some Santa tricks on you.
I mean, if he gets desperate, that's the thing. I feel like Santa's probably a professional. He would be like, no magic. But then, you get into round 6, round 7, he's like, I'm getting tired. This man looks like he could still go for another hour. I gotta pull something out. And then the fucking magic boxing glove that's filled with, I don't know, pennies. What do you give kids that's heavy? Tungsten.
Coal. That's
the coal gloves, of course.
And as he's beating me down, I fall for like the second time. I'm getting counted out, and then I get up, and he turns around, and that's when like the match starts. 10 seconds left. Then I give him the old uppercut and ring his jingle bells.
That's right. That's right. Feet slithers across the ring. No one sees it coming. Santa says, and I quote, "How am I supposed to punch a snake?" Boom, uppercut.
And then I'm like, Santa's coming home tonight. Just fucking bam. Fucking
take his hat, take Mrs. Claus, take everything from him.
Leave him a broken man in the alley. Bye. God.
Bye.